Alright, what's going on guys, it's Bricks. Today we're going to be looking at my song Like Them and going over the vocal processing as well as some really cool techniques using today's sponsor Audimee to make your vocals unique and stand out from the pack. So let's hop into it. Alright, so let's go ahead and listen to the vocal the way that it sits right now.
Smoke up, that's in the blem. Free up the guys, then dip out the ends. Jump in the ride, then burn out the rims. Don't stop, don't touch the Voyd on my end. Now he's in the block with the up for events. Skin kept close to plotting on them with the tips on 10. Back in the back, that's on tap, all ready to go and jump in. We ain't like them. We ain't like them. Smoke up, that's in the blend.
So yeah, that's how the vocal's sitting right now. It's a really fire vocal. I like this vocal a lot. However, it is from Splice, which means other artists have access to be able to use this exact same vocal. In order to set this vocal apart from the pack and really make it unique and stand out, that's where Audimee comes in. So what we're gonna do is take the vocal exactly how it's arranged, but we're going to remove the processing on it.
Smoke up, that's in the blem. Free up the guys, then dip out the ends.
And now we have this drier version of the vocal. Audimee tends to really like dry vocals, so no reverb, no delay, things like that will give you a better result, and that's why we're turning the processing off on it. So let me go ahead and export this really quick as a dry vocal, and then we'll pull this into Audimee and get ourselves a unique vocal. Alright, cool. So now we're inside of Audimee. Let's go ahead and drag in the dry vocal. Let it process. Now we can kind of mess with some of the settings in here if we want. I'm probably going to keep them all how they are. I don't need to do any pitch shifting. The conversion strength, so decrease to retain more characteristics and articulation from the input. Useful when the input is non-English. Higher values may introduce artifacts. So I'm just going to leave this at 30%. As I said earlier, I took all the processing off to make it dry, but if you don't have a dry vocal and you have a vocal that has more reverb and echo and delay, you could check this to kind of clean it up before you convert it. Also, if you were to record your own vocal in a room that's not treated or there's just a lot of noise in the recording, you can use this to kind of clean it up before you convert it as well. But I'm just going to leave this how it is, and we will go up here to select a voice for our vocal. When you pull this up, you'll see all these different voices that you can use from real singers, and so we're just going to try and find one that matches the vibe we're after. So we're going to go hip hop and we're going to go male, and let's listen to a few of these.
So put the weave on. Fuck you, take your money, that's the shit that you agreed on.
Kind of a deeper voice.
Can you believe all the disrespect? I opened the door for the man, they stepped in the house and made it a wreck.
This one's fire, but it's a little too close to the original. I kind of want to change it more than that.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.
Yeah, this voice is really nice. It's a little more singy in the example, but let's go ahead and try it and see how it does with the rap. So let's go ahead and click convert. And while that's converting, let's actually grab another vocal, but let's do a female vocal. Let's see what we have in here.
So I wanna let you know that my love talk bullshit a lot. No more fuck shit, I'm done. Damn right, I'm done.
Yeah, let's try this one. This one sounds like it'll do good with rap. Let's convert as well. The first one's already done and this one's already at 90%, so we'll go ahead and give these a listen through and check them out.
Smoke up, that's in the blem. Free up the guys, then dip out the ends. Jump in the ride, then burn out the rims. Don't stop, don't catch the Voyd on my end.
Yeah, that's fire. It changes it just enough. Like, I'll show you the original.
Jump in the ride, then burn out the rims. Don't stop, don't catch the Voyd on my end.
Right, and then we have this.
Free up the guys, then dip out the ends. Jump in the ride, then burn out the rims. Don't stop, don't catch the Voyd on my end.
It sounds so natural. Let's hear the female one as well.
Smoke up, that's in the blem. Free up the guys, then dip out the ends. Jump in the ride, then burn out the rims. Don't stop, don't catch the Voyd on my end. Now it's in a block with the up for events. Skin kept close to plotting on them with the tints on 10. Back in the back, that's on tap, pool ready to go and jump in.
Instantly, we already have a vocal that nobody else has, right? Because if you use the original, anybody has access to it, so it can be used in multiple songs. I'm sure we've all been listening to a song and heard the same vocal that's been used in another song. There's tons of examples of it. Using Audimee, you can really get something unique that sounds different apart from everybody else, and I think that's super useful, especially where things are being overdone and a lot of things are being reused by multiple people. This just kind of is like an extra tool that can set you apart from everybody else, and I think that's awesome. So let's go ahead and download this. Download the other one as well, and let's go ahead and just grab one more.
I will never. Like I'm lost up in the game. That's the price I paid for fame. More more money, more problems, more waves.
This one's got like a Cardi vibe to it. We'll do this one as well. All right, it's converted. Let's go ahead and give it a listen.
Me and them boys, we ain't friends. We ain't like them. Never keep it real in the ends. Never leave crib or the ends. Me and that kid, we don't even need to pretend. Me and them boys, we ain't friends. Smoke up, that's in the blem.
This is fire. They all sound so natural, which I think is really cool. So let's go ahead and grab this one as well, and then we'll hop back in the project. Okay, so we are back in the project now. What I'm gonna do is drag in the vocals we just converted. Let's see, we are on channel 15 for the vocals, so I'm just gonna drag this up to 15. I'm going to re-engage the processing on it. So now we'll see what it sounds like with the processing on it.
Smoke up, that's in the blem. Free up the guys, then dip out the ends. Jump in the ride, then burn out the rims. Don't stop, don't cut to the boy, them in.
That's fire. Okay, so let's go ahead and listen to it in context with everything now. Let me just turn it up here as well, because I think it's a little bit quieter. And I'm going to play from the second drop where the vocals are layered over the drop as well. So let's hear it in context with everything.
Smoke up, that's in the blem. Free up the guys, then dip out the ends. Jump in the ride, then burn out the rims. Don't stop, don't cut to the boy, them in. Never gonna block with the up for events. Scan kept close, you putting on them with the tips on 10. Back in the back, the front tap pool, ready to go and jump in. We ain't like them, never keep it real in the end. Never leave crib with the end. Me and that kid, we don't even need to pretend. Me and them boys, we ain't friends. We ain't like them, never keep it real in the end. Never leave crib with the end. Me and that kid, we don't even need to pretend. Me and them boys, we ain't friends. Smoke up, that's in the blend. Free up the guys, then dip out the end.
That sounds really fire. Let's drag the Rebecca version on and see how this one sounds.
Smoke up, that's in the blem. Free up the guys, then dip out the ends. Jump in the ride, then burn out the rims. Don't stop, don't cut to the boy, them in. Now we gonna block with the up for events. Skin kept close, she putting on them with the tips on 10. Back in the back, there's some tap pool, ready to go and jump in. We ain't like them, never keep it real in the end. Never leave crib with the end. Me and that kid, we don't even need to pretend. Me and them boys, we ain't friends. We ain't like them.
So as you can see, it like already just changes the entire vibe of the vocal. It makes it really unique compared to the original, which I think is really good, because a lot of the time you'll hear a song and it'll have a vocal in it and you'll tie that vocal to that song. And then if anybody else uses that same vocal, it just reminds you of that other song. It doesn't really stand apart on its own as a piece of art. Whereas this, it allows you to have your own paintbrush per se for your piece of art, and it kind of separates it from any other reference that your mind would draw from another song. And I think that that's really useful. Another thing that I think is really cool for this is layering. So if we were to take both of these vocals, the original and the one that we just processed, and maybe just make the processed one a little quieter, now we have this vocal layer to layer with it. So let's hear that.
Smoke up, that's in the blem. Free up the guys, then dip out the ends. Jump in the ride, then burn out the rims. Don't stop, don't cut to the boy, them in.
And we could slightly offset it, like swing it just a little bit like this.
Smoke up, that's in the blem. Free up the guys, then dip out the ends. Jump in the ride, then burn out the rims. Don't stop, don't cut to the boy, them in.
And I think I'm gonna do it with the jack vocal.
Smoke up, that's in the blem. Free up the guys, then dip out the ends. Jump in the ride, then burn out the rims. Don't stop, don't cut to the boy, them in.
Yeah, that really sounds nice. It kind of fills it up, but let's actually make Jack the main vocal, and then we'll make the original the backing swung vocal.
Now he's on a block with the up for events. Skin kept close to the plotting on them.
That sounds really, really nice. Let's hear that in context.
Smoke up, that's in the blem. Free up the guys, then dip out the ends. Jump in the ride, then burn out the rims. Don't stop, don't cut to the boy, them in. Now he's on a block with the up for events. Skin kept close to the plotting on them with the tips on 10. Back in the back, there's some tap pool, ready to go and jump in. We ain't like them. We ain't like them.
So yeah, I think there's tons and tons of possibilities with Audimee. I think this is one of the most useful cases that I've found for what I do. But if you were to do any kind of pop music, singing, things like that, it becomes even more useful. So this is just one cool technique that I wanted to show you guys today that I found that's really cool. If you guys want to try Audimee and have access to all the premium vocals, you can use my link down in the description. It'll help support me in the channel, and it'll get you guys access to all the premium vocals, so you can start creating your own unique vocals and using them in your songs. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.